To be able to install the Demo4 Mdg, you first need to have the right Sparx Enterprise Architect installation. If you go to Specialize, Manage Technologies, you won't see the Demo4 Mdg. The version of Sparx must also be able to do imports via Publish, Import. And Settings, Transfer, you must be able to import reference data. This video is made for version 17, however these functions are also available on version 16.1 and higher. To be able to install the Demo4 Mdg, you first need to download the latest version from tirivsit.com. Go to Downloads and select the latest version of the Demo4 Mdg. A zipped file is downloaded that contains all needed files and 2 manuals both in English and Dutch. Export the MDG zip file to a known location on your computer or network. Create or select an existing model where you would like to use the Demo4 Mdg. Go to Resources and with a right mouse click on MDG Technology, select Import Technology. Go to your downloaded files and select the file demo4mdg.xml. To check if the MDG is imported successfully, we go to Specialize, Manage Technologies and see the Demo4 Mdg in the list. To also check if the MDG actually works, we need to add View in our project browser and add a diagram, to see if the diagrams of demo are available. When we select one, we should see the toolbox available for that type of diagram. You are also able to drag an item from the toolbox to the canvas and change the properties of it. When we add a diagram of the type OFD and we create a new entity type, where we add a new attribute type on, we should have the standard index value list available for the property. For this diagram type, the MDG should provide this list, what we can select with the properties of the diagram, select elements, and for language should be selected SI, value types. The Demo4 Mdg has a few convenient scripts that make modeling more easy. When you go to Specialize, Scripts Library, you will notice that there is no folder Demo4. To import these scripts, go to Settings, Transfer, Import Reference Data, and select the file All Scripts version 1.4. Select Automation Scripts so it turns blue and select Import. After the import, you will notice that the script library does contain a folder Demo4. To test the imported scripts, we need to model the bare minimum, because the scripts contain some model verification that stops the script when this is not correct. We start with the tar we made on the CSD diagram. Automatically a new diagram was put to the tar of the type HD, auxiliary diagram. When we double-click on the tar, we will open that diagram. Rename it according the tar would be our advice, so tar01 in this case. Here we need to create the transaction kind, the initiator actor role, the executor actor role, the related case kind as an entity, and the concerning product kind. In this video we start with creating the transaction kind, TK01, transaction kind name, environmental false, organization sort original. We create two actor roles, the first we name initiator actor role, the second we name executor actor role, and place them on both sides next to the transaction kind. Select the initiator actor role, grab the arrow pointing up and drag it to the transaction kind. Select the association type, tar/AR or CTAR initiates TAR/TK. Change the line style in lateral horizontal. Repeat this by selecting the transaction kind, grab the arrow and drag it on the executing actor role and select TK is executed by AR. Change the line style in lateral horizontal. Create the entity that represents the case kind. Drag the arrow to the transaction kind and select ET/at C/D/G/P in TK/STKA and change the line style in direct. Finally, create a product kind with product kind name, alias 01. Organization sort is original and drag the arrow from the product kind to the case kind and select ET/at is concerned in PK. When created the transaction kind, another diagram is created that will contain the transaction pattern diagram. Open the diagram by a double-click on the transaction kind and rename the diagram to TK01. Save the diagram, that is very important. Select the TPT pattern in the toolbox and drag it on the diagram in the box and release the mouse. A pattern will be created automatically with all elements and relationships on it. The script that we are about to test will replace all XX in the different naming to the correct number. In this case, 01. Select the corresponding transaction kind in the project browser and do a right mouse click on it. In the pop-up window, go to Specialize, Scripts and select Rename TPD Elements. In the pop-up window, put in the ID number of the transaction kind we are working on. In this case, 01, and press OK. The scripts will rename them. The pattern contains red squares that symbolize the ARS types. By selecting the transaction kind in the project browser again and now select Specialize, Script, we can choose between Anpassen ARS and Adjust ARS. The last one will create all ARS with English texts. The other one will do the same, however with the Dutch texts. To check this script, we can double-click on an ARS type and the corresponding diagram will be opened. You are able to change the properties of the diagram according to the video, to see the text more clear. The last script will reorganize all elements created in the project browser and create the corresponding packages. Select the model view in the project browser, with a right mouse click select in the pop-up window Specialize, Scripts, Clean Up Demo Model. The script that is downloaded is based on the first edition of the Enterprise Engineering book. In the second edition, 2 additional revokes were added. In this video we will show how easy this script is set up, so you can change it according your own requirements. Go to Specialize, Script Library, in the scripting window open the project browser package group and open the Clean Up Demo Model script. Add the date that you alter this script and a small description of the change. Add the two responsibilities, revoke decline and revoke reject, by copy and other responsibility line of respectively the executor and the initiator. Save the script and run it again. You will see that the two ARS types are in the responsibility folders of the transaction kind and the initiator and executor folder. If you want to have a head start with modeling in Demo, you can also make use of the provided templates. They are in English and Dutch available. Go to Publish, Import and select the file templates.xml. Click to times Yes. The first time to acknowledge that you want to import the file and the second time to confirm that you would like it in the model route. When you open the templates you will find a complete model set up with all element already modeled based upon standards where you only have to rename the properties and add new content according your organization.